What we do here is go back.
I have already rated 50 different champions in the support role, but some of them over 4 years ago. In this series, we are quickly revisiting old picks to see how they compare to what I know now, and re-ranking them as needed, as well as including your guys' rankings and making a tier list based on that. In this episode, we'll be looking at Shaco. The original video came out on April 14th, 2021, so over 2 years ago. I originally gave him an S in the support role when I looked at the video, but I can see I already reduced him to an S-. Even though I already lowered his rating, will I need to change it again? Before we answer that question, let's talk about what has changed. In terms of champion-specific changes, there hasn't been anything too crazy except for them tweaking his scaling a bit. A recent change that just happened was them increasing Shaco's W cost to 70 mana at all ranks, but at rank 1 it used to be only 50, which is a bit annoying for the support role. The boxes do last a bit longer, since I did play him though, as their duration scales with 10% of his AP now instead of the 5% AP it used to be. And they shaved 1 second off of this ability as well, which is nice. In terms of item changes, the big one is them making Imperial Mandate from a Mythic into a Legendary, so you could now go for a build of Liandry's into Imperial Mandate if you want to go for AP Shaco, which is quite expensive, but if you can hit those items, it's a decent little combo and underrated. Like I said at the beginning, I already reduced Shaco down from an S to an S-, and while this pains me to do, I'm actually going to bump him down even more to just an A. I think this is more of a symptom of me originally having him and many other supports way too highly rated, so once we get more ratings in, it won't seem as extreme. That being said, I just really don't like his inability to have a big impact in teamfights with some form of engage, so you will need that from another person on your team. He is really strong in a team full of poke champions that also want to peel, as long as you can get to objectives first and control vision, but sadly, such coordinated plays are nearly impossible with randoms, or even when I'm playing with friends, as it's admittedly not that fun to just set up and wait for the enemies. I will say, the fact that he doesn't need flash and can take exhaust plus ignite is extremely overpowered and should not be underrated, as dumping both of those on the enemy carry in the early game is crazy good, unless of course they have cleanse to remove both. He's also quite decent at roaming and early scraps, but his CC is a bit conditional, so you have to already be good at Shaco and understand his tricks in order to get the gank off, but if you do, then he can absolutely still be a terror. I also think he is quite item reliant, and sadly his items are quite expensive, so you actually really want to lead on this champion, and a support that needs several kills to really pop off might not be what your carries want to see. Now the community rated Shaco as a 3.62, which places him 4th, and is a pretty solid rating. He definitely has a ton of upside, and is honestly so fun to play, but there will be certain situations where you do feel like he is useless, which is not a weakness that the more meta supports can relate to as much. Don't forget to check out my community tab if you want to rate any of the other upcoming supports to have your opinion be heard. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, I hope you leave it a like, and the next champion we'll be covering is Gwen, so make sure to subscribe if you'd be interested in seeing that, and I want to wish you good luck on your off-meta adventures.